Hi there, and welcome to the very first episode of Nutrition Bytes. I'm your host, Mehani Wahid, and I'm here to introduce you to people from different walks of life. But what unites them is the passion towards nutrition. My first guest today is a research student of nutrition. She's a philosopher and loves to do creative writings. A very good friend of mine. We did a graduation together. Through the years I have known her, we have had many philosophical discussions. Her passion towards nutrition as well as psychology is why I have invited her to my podcast to talk on today's topic. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Sidra Osmani. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, honey. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you for joining us today, Sidra.
Of course. It's an honor to be here today. I'm really excited.
Yes. So, Sidra, we have received plenty of questions about nutrition and mental health, but because of the time limit, we have picked some of the interesting questions which will cover the topic. Please do share your thoughts or your point of view towards mental health and nutrition since you're researching on the very topic.
Yes, of course. I will try my very best to do that.
Okay, so let's get started with the first one. So here's the question. Is there a relationship between a person's mental health and food?
That is an interesting question to start with. So, while this may sound strange and you might think that mental health is related only to the mind and food is related to the body, there actually does exist a relationship between these two. There's a whole new emerging branch which is called as nutritional psychiatry, and it deals with this very subject. So generally when I talk about health, it is not just your body, but your mind too.
That's interesting. So can you just tell us more about it? Like, how does food affect a person's mood?
So a small but relatable example that I can give you is when you're hungry, do you feel irritated and annoyed?
Yes, most of the times.
And then as soon as you eat something, you transform back into yourself.
Yes, it's like a pat on the back.
Yeah, so this is how food affects your mood. When your blood sugar levels fall, feelings of irritation arise, and these generally disappear after eating. So having meals on regular timings will help to avoid unnecessary frustration. Also, you might have heard of serotonin. It's commonly called as the feel-good hormone or the happiness hormone. So around 95% of it is produced in your GI tract, your stomach. So for the synthesis of this, you need protein in your food, good high biological value protein.
Okay, so basically you can eat yourself to happiness.
Yes, of course you can put it that way, but make smart food choices, and then good food will definitely lead to a better mood.
Okay, so here's another one. Someone asked, what could you eat more or less to reduce depression?
Depression, there are a lot of misconceptions around this. So firstly, I would like to clarify that just because a person is sad doesn't mean he is depressed. Sadness is normal. Grief is normal. It's human.
Yes, because we associate depression with its primary symptom of pervasive sadness and struggle to tell the difference between these two psychological states.
Yeah, exactly. But in reality, depression is a complex state of mind which is beyond a person's control, and it definitely needs medical attention. So with that clarified, let us come to food. In the treatment of depression, diet therapy also plays as important a role as medication. There was this research paper that I was recently reading. It said that people who consumed a traditional diet, for example, the Mediterranean diet, were at a lower risk of depression by about 25 to 35%. And a Western style of diet, it increased the risk of depression.
A Mediterranean diet, what is it?
Oh, it's a pretty simple diet. It's a high intake of fruits and vegetables. And then you have whole grains, that is the grain with the husk and the bran, the outer layers. And then nuts, almonds, cashews, etc. Fish, olive oil, not refined hydrogenated oils. And then low-fat dairy products, that is skimmed milk, yogurts. and low intake of animal foods. So what you're basically avoiding here is a high consumption of red meat and refined grains. Sweets, of course, are to be avoided, and high fat dairy products, and also starchy foods like potatoes, yams.
So, by red meat, you mean no consumption of lamb, beef, chicken, turkey, or ham?
Yeah.
Okay. Sidra, you mentioned nutritional psychiatry. Does it exist for real? What does it mean to you?
Of course, it is real. It is a newly evolving field, like I mentioned. To be very honest, there still needs to be a lot of research done to come to conclusive answers, and there is a lot of difference of thought on this. But I believe that there could be a wide scope under it. And as for me, I'd say that if you could cure anything with natural food rather than synthetic medication, which has been made in laboratories, I think it would be a great asset.
Yes, why not? I mean, there are a lot of natural ways a person can be treated. Like, even now, there are plenty of natural foods out there that can help lower the risk of many diseases. I think there should be another podcast on this, like natural foods. It can be named Food That Heals. And yes, if you guys really want to learn about it, send in a DM on Instagram at Healthified Choices. So, moving on to the next one. Sidra, can you throw some light on disorders such as anorexia, bulimia nervosa, BED, and explain how is it related to nutritional psychiatry?
These are psychological disorders again, and like we've discussed, the mind plays a very important role along with your diet in the control of these. Anorexia and bulimia, outwardly these two may seem like opposites, as anorexia is eating less and bulimia is binge eating. But bulimia is generally followed by compensatory behavior like forced vomiting or excessive of exercise. The point of similarity is that both of these stem from the perspectives of body image that have been built around in society, the society that we live in. The ideology that a thin, sleek figure is perfect and being curvy is imperfection.
Yes. I mean, that's how a woman is labeled, right? In our society, it's like clearly weight stereotyping.
Of course it is, but it is how it is. You also asked about BED. So BED, or binge eating disorder, it also arises from a similar line of thought. These could also be genetic, or these could also be a form of stressful eating. And sometimes due to traumatic life experiences, people tend to find comfort in food.
Okay, yes. So here goes the last one. What, according to you, is food philosophy, and what is your philosophy towards food?
My food philosophy, I would say eat whatever you feel like. Do not restrict yourself. Saying no awakens our inherent urge to go and do exactly that thing that you have been stopped from. So I will not use the word no. But one word that I will use is moderation. Whatever you eat, let it not go to either extreme, neither too high nor too low. Keep in mind that moderation is key.
Yes, you heard that, guys. Moderation is the key. So we will wrap up here. Our conversations never end, but we do not want to bore the audience.
Yep, definitely. Thank you so much for having me, and I wish you all the best for these series.
Thank you so much, Sidra. And please, guys, do follow our guest at Solinsure on Instagram. Make sure you tune in next time by subscribing to my podcast. It will be on all streaming platforms. You can just say, "Hey Google" or "Hey Alexa, please play Umehani Bahit podcast." And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Healthified Choices. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you soon. Until next time, stay healthy.